Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Multiple rain chances as we head into the first weekend of August, but the temperature's actually going down beyond that. We'll look at both coming up.
It's a case being followed all over the country and has led to protests here at home. Tonight, the Oakland County teenager named Grace is back home with her mother after a judge makes a surprise ruling.
But first, a tragedy in Belleville as a man loses his life over a bet. Topping our news tonight at 11, the 30-year-old father tried to swim across a pond late last night.
It happened within an apartment complex in Belleville. Jason Colthorpe is at the Van Buren Township Police Department tonight, where he's been talking to police about this bet. Jason.
This was a $1,000 bet that by all accounts Cedric Collins didn't want to take, but police say he was goaded into getting in the water by the 15 or so people who were there. He made it about halfway before going under the water. A fun gathering of several friends Thursday night turned deadly at the Southport Apartments in Belleville. Behind Building 14 is a large pond, and police arrived just after 9 when 30-year-old Cedric Collins of Ypsilanti slipped under the water and didn't come up.
There was someone in the group that had placed a bet with this gentleman that went out in the water, and they bet him $1,000 that he couldn't swim across.
Witnesses tell Local 4 there was some testosterone-fueled peer pressure here, including some name-calling to get Collins to take the bet. Police are reviewing video some people recorded on their phones of the incident.
Him going into the water, you could tell he was very timid about going into the water. It looked like he was very uncomfortable. Van Buren Township's dive team found him about 9:30. Our victim was 163 feet offshore in 7 foot of water when we found him. It's a big pond. We're not talking small, and very large body of water for a retention pond.
Police say any initial rescue attempts by the 15 to 20 people there were aborted quickly with darkness setting in. They're also reviewing exactly what led up to Collins jumping in.
If there is something that's criminal or something that we can pursue, a man lost his life over this, and absolutely we're going to pursue it.
The apartment complex refused to comment on this, and at this time police say they're not sure if alcohol played a factor. In Van Buren Township, Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
All right, Jason. New tonight, White Lake police make an arrest in connection with the death of Susie Zhao. The 33-year-old's burned remains were found back on July 13th near the Pontiac Lake State Recreation Area. Zhao was a professional poker player. She had recently moved from California back to her hometown of Waterford Township. Police have wondered if her profession might have had something to do with her death. They have a suspect in custody, though thus far they have not released any other details.
We also have an update to a high-profile case in Pontiac. A 15-year-old named Grace has been released from Children's Village after a ruling by the Michigan Court of Appeals. The case sparked protests and made national headlines when the teen was ordered into juvenile detention for violating terms of her probation, which included doing her homework. Grace's attorneys spoke just after her release, saying Grace's release was a big surprise.
We were ecstatic. I mean, the Court of Appeals did the right thing, and we are so grateful.
The Court of Appeals order indicates that she must abide by the terms of her probation as set out by Judge Brennan, and that the appeal will continue. So we still have work to do.
And Grace's mother released a statement saying she is appreciative of the outpouring of support and for her daughter's release.
Hard to believe, but we are now less than an hour away from the beginning of August.
That's right, and Ben, looks like we'll kick things off with some wet weather here for the new month.
Yeah, doesn't feel a day past May the way this summer has been going, but yes, we've got a lot of moisture that is going to be very close to us. This is an interesting forecast because this system coming up is going to be packing a pretty good punch as far as moisture goes. You see the track of it, that's where the core of it is going. But look at the rainfall totals, how much we're expecting that's going to fall just off to our east. That area on the north side of Lake Erie in southern Ontario, that's 4 to 5 inches of rain. So if this track shifts just a little bit more to the west, we could be getting a lot more rain than we're already expecting, but still some decent chances that we'll run down in a minute. And of course, we are talking about Hurricane Isaias, which is in the Caribbean right now going through the Bahamas. Could make an impact with multiple places in the U.S. So we'll look at where that's going, what time it's going to hit, and how much rain we're going to end up with at the end of the weekend All coming up in a few minutes, guys.
All right, Ben. 10-year-old Gianna Giannini was killed last weekend when her mother's car was hit by a dump truck with a front loader on it, a crash that is still too horrible to imagine and still remains under investigation. Mara McDonald live in Warren, and Mara, Gianna's funeral was today.
It was, Devin, and you know, friends and family came out here to the Warren Civic Center tonight for a vigil, and we spoke with Gianna, or Gigi, as her family calls her dad tonight, about exactly what the last week has been for them.
I love my daughter.
Gianna's dad, Brian, speaking to us tonight about his Gianna, Gigi for short.
She was spunky. She always liked riding her bike. She loved dogs. She loved animals.
Gigi and her mom had gone to Tim Hortons last weekend for their special breakfast. Gigi had maybe taken a bite or two out of her sandwich when their car was hit by a truck at 10 Mile and Ryan. It was hauling a front loader, which then fell onto the car, crushing the little girl and injuring her mom.
You don't understand how bad I'm hurting. But like I said, my wife is hurting a lot more than I am because she was there. And she's seeing it. And she felt it. She actually held my daughter's arm.
Gigi's funeral was today, and friends and family came out to the Warren Civic Center tonight to let the family know they're loved.
I just want you to know, Gianna, that I love you, and I'll always be here for you, honey.
A GoFundMe for the family has already raised more than $20,000 to help with expenses, which has left them overwhelmed at the kindness of people who don't know them.
I don't even think it's real still, honestly. Seeing my daughter in that casket when they put her down on the ground, I didn't think it was real.
Back here live, as we speak, the Warren Police Department is still investigating this. They say there was a 60-year-old man from Chesterfield behind the wheel of that truck. Now, why have there not been charges in this case? Simple. Warren PD is still waiting on things like toxicology, and then they're going to make some final determinations. We're live in Warren tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
It's just still such a devastating story. All right, Mara. Now to some breaking news that is just in tonight, and this will be the talk of the weekend, especially on social media. President Trump says he'll ban the popular social media app TikTok in the U.S. as early as tomorrow. President making those claims tonight aboard Air Force One on his way back from Florida. The app has been under review by the U.S. Committee on Foreign Investment. The president says he may use emergency economic powers or perhaps an executive order to ban the app. It's been a wildly popular app. We will stay on this overnight. We'll have the latest on Local 4 News starting tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
A 48-year-old man is dead after his car was hit by another car that ran a red light in an attempt to avoid police. It happened in the area of West Outer Drive and Plymouth Road on Detroit's west side. Police were pursuing the car in connection to a possible kidnapping. The 19-year-old female driver and a 21-year-old male passenger were arrested. A 15-year-old girl and 33-year-old man were also in the car. All four suffered minor injuries.
As we head into the weekend, the state is reporting 734 new cases of COVID-19 over the past 24 hours.
8 more Michiganders have passed away from the virus. Here are today's headlines. Both Grosse Pointe and Farmington schools announced they will start the school year with all remote learning. And the number of cases connected to an indoor wedding reception at the Crystal Gardens Banquet Hall in Southgate has risen from 5 to 9, with another possible case still under investigation.
University of Michigan releasing details of an investigation into allegations of sexual misconduct, and it focused on former provost Martin Filbert. He was removed as provost back in March, then retired in June when the allegations became public. An outside firm says it found evidence Filbert had a long history of sexually harassing students and employees. The report concluded much of his conduct was never brought to the attention of university officials. The university says it's going to do everything in its power to prevent such misconduct from happening again. The longtime mayor of Harper Woods, Kenneth Pointer, has resigned. It comes over an alleged comment he made saying he can understand why some people become white supremacists. That comment allegedly made earlier this week while expressing his disgust with the way his wife had been treated during recent protests. It all started in early June with the death of Priscilla Slater, who was in Harper Woods police custody, you may recall. During a protest at City Hall, Pointer's wife was seen ripping up a protestor's sign, and it prompted protests at the couple's home.
Still ahead, it was the biggest social media hack in history involving names such as Barack Obama and Bill Gates.
And turns out it was not Russia nor China. New tonight, the unlikely mastermind that's now behind bars.
A hurricane warning issued tonight for parts of the Florida coast. How the storm threat is now impacting efforts to stop the spread of coronavirus.
But first, a former Eastern Michigan University student accused of sexually assaulting at least 8 students. What prosecutors say he did to keep them from reporting the assaults.